Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and thank you for being here, sir. And
Thank you.
I'm sure you would agree that you've inherited, even though maybe partially strained, the strongest, the most effective military force ever that not only does a fine job in waging war, but also on humanitarian areas, whether it's domestically like Katrina or internationally. And I'm sure that's something that you're very proud of.
So I hope I said that clearly, but I'd like to take the chance to repeat it.
No, absolutely. I just want to make sure that that's not misunderstood. It's obvious that some rogue nations are continuing to develop, trying and continuing to develop better missile technology, whether it's North Korea, whether it's Iran. I think all of us are concerned about this, what seems to be a more aggressive attitude by Communist China. We saw the recent incident. It's not the first, and it probably will not be the last. And even though today we heard that that historically missile defense those that support missile defense have done it for ideological grounds, I would further state that probably the opposite may be said, which is that even before it was in its infancy with research, there were many that for ideological grounds said it could never work, and it would never work, and that was impossible, whatever. Obviously, that has been proven to be wrong. My question is this, though. Obviously, you mentioned that decisions have to be made still, and you're reviewing that, which is the way it has to be done. I'm a little concerned, though, because we all read about the letter that the President sent to the Russians, where there was clear reference to missile defense, and clearly many interpreted it as a first step of saying we're willing to negotiate that away if certain things were done, which obviously a lot of us felt was a rather interesting way to start negotiations when you tip your hand as a starting point. But that's not why I bring it up. The reason I bring it up is that, and obviously, by the way, some of our allies were rather shocked. Some of our strongest allies, whether it's the Czechs or the Poles, by the reference to the letter. My question is this: where are we in the deployment of that system with the Czechs and the Poles? Is it in your budget? Is there more money to deploy it, to further deploy it, or are you looking at phasing that part out?
I can tell you that issue is under intense review, and we have a secretary who is quite knowledgeable about the systems, but also very knowledgeable about the politics and history. What I can't tell you is his decisions, because I don't believe he's made them. And again, I feel somewhat apologetic to keep repeating this statement, but it is true, and he has not made them. And I would not take. I think that is just the case. They will be made and released in that case along with the rest of the budget decisions.
And I, for one, think that I understand your answer. I think it's a legitimate answer. Obviously, there has to be a review process, but you do not disagree with me that there are rogue nations that are continuing to develop their missile capabilities, correct?
That is the case.
All right. Thank you very much. I appreciate your service. Thank you, sir.